Okay, I'm sorry about that. My blueberry, I guess the memory is full, so it cut me off or whatever. So I guess this will be a part 2 video. But I'll make this part quick. But yeah, she was like, you know, what are you going to do about the cats when you have your baby? I don't want the cats to be jealous of the baby. And I've heard, you know, horror stories about cats doing crazy things to babies and things like that. So after I picked my face up off the floor, I informed her that we are planning on doing a cat enclosure in the backyard. I wish I could show you guys a picture of it, but it's actually on my blueberry, so I won't be able to show you guys that. I'll do that another time. But it's a really nice enclosure. It's like 8 feet by 6 feet or something like that, and it's got like the shade thing on the top and everything. And I'm basically just going to buy them their own house and they can live in the backyard, because honestly, I have allergies to cats. I don't know what kind of allergies the baby's going to have. I'm going to want my house to be spick and span clean before, you know, before the baby even gets here. While I'm pregnant, I'm going to want the house to be completely clean. And they shed like crazy. My female is a long hair. And, you know, cleaning the litter box and all that kind of stuff. I had already decided to get a litter mate for that. Papa does a really good job with helping me keep the litter box clean. But I know as a pregnant woman, you're not supposed to be cleaning litter boxes and things like that. So, yeah, it was just really weird that she just even asked me about that. And then, you know, on a side note, she actually was okay with me and Papa sleeping in the same bed together and with the door closed and all that kind of stuff. It's just crazy. Like, it's like night and day. It's like, you know, they're finally starting to accept us as a couple, and I don't know. It's just really weird to me. So I just wanted to put that out there. But so yeah, Wednesday morning I was up super early. I went and hung out in the backyard with the kittens, and I had my music on, just enjoying the sun. Like, I just felt like a normal person for once, not to have to jump up in the morning and run straight to work. Like, I really just hung out. Like, it was 7 in the morning and I was just outside in the sun, just hanging out, and it felt awesome. Wednesday night, the whole family, minus Papa's brother, well, Papa's sister-in-law and her 2 kids, they stayed at home. But it was myself, Papa, her brother, and her mother and father. We all went to the casino together, which was fun. And we went to the little like casino buffet thing. It was called the Horseshoe, I guess, in Tunica, I guess is what it's called, something like that. But we went to the casino and hung out and wasted a bunch of money. Nobody made anything. But you know, we had a good time. We hung out, and it was just, you know, something fun to do for the adults. So yeah, we went back to the house that night, dropped them off, and we were back on the road that night at 11:30, because I had to be back to work on Thursday morning. So Wednesday night after the casino, pretty much, we went home and started packing up and hit the road. So yeah, we left at about 11, and we were on the road, and I had just dozed off. So I'm like dozing off, and all of a sudden I hear Papa say, "Oh shit," and I look up and she's like slamming on her brakes, and I can't really tell what it is, but I just see a bunch of stuff in the middle of the road. I'm like, oh my God, are we about to hit something? What's going on? I guess there was a tree that had fallen, and it was all the debris in the middle of the road. And so we're driving through that, and as we hit it, you could just hear dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. And she's like, oh my God, please don't tell me we just got a flat tire. So we pull over to the side of the road, and it wasn't flat, but basically what we hit, I wish I still had it. I think Papa has it in the truck, but it was a piece of plastic that was like a piece of someone's front bumper, and then there was like a screw in that. We ran over the screw, and the screw was in the tire, and then the plastic was just like flapping back and forth as we were driving. So it's like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. We're in the middle of nowhere. We're somewhere in Mississippi, I believe we were. We don't know anybody. Everybody at her brother's house is asleep, but we're closer to New Orleans than we are to Memphis, so we really don't know what to do. So I GPS the closest gas station, which was like 3 miles away. So we're like creeping down the highway, doing like 10 miles an hour with our emergencies on, and we get to the nearest gas station, and she tells the woman behind the counter what happened, and she's like, oh, well, I know this guy who does roadside assistance. Here's his number. At that point, I was in the car. I fell asleep. I slept probably at least a good 2 to 3 hours while we waited for this guy to show up. But like I said, it was the middle of the night. It was during a storm. It was raining like hell. And he was already being called out in so many different directions. So we waited for a really long time. But he finally came and patched the tire, which was more money out of our pocket, which is another reason why I was glad I didn't spend the money on a swim team. Patched the tire up. We were back on the road. When we pulled back into Louisiana. We came through LaPlace, which is basically like a fisherman's city. Like they have a lot of shrimping boats and things like that, and houses built on barges and things like that. These houses were like, you know how houses are like built on the ground? Imagine a house that's built on top of a boat, and then the wind blows and the whole house tips over. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. Like, I swear, I saw houses all the way up to the roof. Like, I saw houses completely flipped upside down. Like, what are those people going to do? And then the water was like, not just in the water, it was like overflowing over onto the freeway. Ridiculousness. So we got into the city. We were really afraid they weren't even going to let us back into the city. I got tore up by mosquitoes. I'm sorry, I'm itching, y'all, but I had to go buy some off today. I've been getting tore up by these mosquitoes. It's just been crazy. So yeah, we finally made it into the city. We got back here. There really wasn't much damage. There wasn't really much flooding damage. But when I made it into the city, my owner called me and told me that my store had no power, so just to stay home. So we got some rest. And Papa and I just slept in shifts pretty much because it was so uncomfortable with it being so hot. And, you know, she would sleep and I would fan her and keep her cool. And then we would switch, you know, every 3 hours or so. It was very uncomfortable. Friday morning, I was expected to report to work with no lights, no AC, no computers, no bill payment system, no nothing. I know a lot of people are probably a little upset about that. My mom was pissed off that I was at work, but I have to be honest with you guys. I'm about my money, and my money is what keeps me where I am financially. I'm the breadwinner in my family. I take care of all my rent and bills on my own. I'm also paying for my TTC on my own. And I'm also able to help Papa and her family, you know, as far as her mother and father, making sure they have what they need. So I'm about my money. I'm where I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be there. Out of a crew of 6, only 3 of us showed up. And I busted my ass. I'm not expecting anything for that, but I couldn't let this situation change my character and who I am. I'm a very dependable person, a very responsible person. I had to be that person even during a hurricane. A lot of people don't understand it, but me making money for him is making sure that he has the money to pay me. I have to make money for him in order to make money for myself. So I was here Friday and Saturday. We worked with no power. And Papa would come through and sit for a couple of hours. She would bring the truck, and we would sit in the car in shifts and charge our phone in the car charger and sit in the AC. And she was bringing us drinks and food and stuff like that. So Papa was definitely a big help. And then the power finally came back on here last night, about an hour before we got ready to leave. So we got our power back on. We came in this morning. The AC was delicious. Things are slowly getting back to normal. I said I was going to keep this second part of this video short, so I'm getting ready to go ahead and get off of here. But yeah, this has not been easy. I'm tired. I'm working today until 6 o'clock. It is almost 2:30 now, so I'm getting ready to clean up the store, pack some things up, clean the bathroom, things like that. I love you all to pieces. Like I said, thank you all again for the support. I'm gonna go ahead and get this video uploaded. I love you all to pieces. I will keep you updated, and talk to you soon. Take it easy, lemon squeezies.